Hello and welcome to Calibre Innovation's IPSC Level 3 mini rifle match at Basildon Rifle Pistol Club. Today is the 14th July 2024. The weather this morning is looking very sunny and pleasant. Hopefully that will not change as we work our way into the afternoon and early evening for this match. Whilst we wait for the competitors to get ready for today's match, let's run through the basics of IPSC and what this match is essentially about. Practical shooting is a target-based shooting sport that focuses on three elements whilst maintaining safety at its core. This form of competitive shooting incorporates speed, accuracy, and power into its challenges for competitors. This means that there will be a lot of marksmanship and movement required to get the highest points possible. This is all done whilst maintaining the utmost safety with the use of firearms. Competitors are responsible for the safe handling of their firearms throughout the match, even when they are not shooting. It's worth noting that this match is sanctioned by the International Practical Shooting Confederation and its resident directorate, the United Kingdom Practical Shooting Association. This means that the design of the match has been viewed by these associations to ensure they abide by the rules and principles of the sport. You can find out more about the IPSC and UKPSA in the video description below. Today's match is a mini rifle match, which is one of the many IPSC disciplines available. All competitors today will be shooting with rifles which shoot 2.2 long rifle cartridges in two different divisions. Standard division, which limits the rifle to using iron sights only and does not allow for many modifications or attachments. And open division, which allows for many modifications and the use of electronic sights without any manner of magnification. Each competitor, depending on age and gender, may meet a certain category such as senior, ladies, or junior, as long as there are at least 5 competitors in the category. These categories are extensions of divisions which allow for more opportunities to win those categories. Today's match is a Level 3 IPSC match, which means it's a regional competition where competitors will be competing for grading against the best in the country. This is a high stakes match, which will help towards selecting participants for Team GB in the World Championships next year. The match comprises of stages of varying size based on the number of points to score. There are 6 short stages, 4 medium stages, and 2 long stages, totaling in 12 stages for our competitors to complete for the match. All competitors will be placed in squads, which will be rotating across each stage until they've completed the match. This of course will be coordinated by the match officials, who will not only be scoring our competitors, but ensuring the match is conducted safely and fairly for all. Without the range staff and range officers, these matches would not be possible and the sport would cease to exist. This match and all IPSC competitions are scored using the Comstock scoring method. This scoring method takes the maximum points scored on the target and divides it by the time taken for the competitors to shoot the stage. This is timed from the start beep to the last shot fired. Paper targets are scored based on zones with a minimum of 2 hits per target, and the steals are scored with 5 points as they fall. There are of course going to be penalties for missing targets, hitting penalty target, and not following stage briefings. Due to the care for utmost safety with firearms, any safety infractions and considerable misconduct will be met with disqualification from the match. It looks like the competitors are now in their respective squads and getting ready to shoot the match. Let's have a look at Stage 1. Stage 1 is a short course of fire, which means it's 40 points. This is 4 full IPSC targets and 2 no-shoot full IPSC penalty targets. The range for this will be 90 meters, and the competitors will be standing upright anywhere in the shooting area with the rifle held in 2 hands at hip level, fully loaded. They will have to go prone in 2 different positions to shoot 2 sets of 2 targets. First up is Dave Dowding, shooting in open division, and he is a senior category shooter. That means he's in the over 50s. He'll be competing in both open division and in the senior category.
Are you ready? Stand by!
He's gone prone. He's in open division, which means he can use a bipod, so he's making full use of that. Using his 3x magnifier with a red dot. Looks like they're both Holosun branded, with what looks like a Tippmann M422 as his rifle. Dave shot that slow and steady with 32.56 seconds from the audible signal to his last shot. His score in the end was 8 alphas, giving him the full maximum points of 40. But due to his time taking 32.56 seconds, his hit factor has gone down to 1.2285. Be interesting to see how his fellow competitors will do at this stage. Next up, we have Russell Hicks, who's also open division and is in the senior category. Russell's also using a bipod much further forward to his rifle, and it looks like he's using a Battle Arms.
Stand by!
Dave is starting in the same position. He's already on target. He's using an LPVO, which is a 1-2 certain variation. Could be a 6, could be an 8. Looks like he's doing it much faster than Dave is. Few top-up shots on each of those targets. He wants to be sure he's got those points. There we go. So Russell has been able to do in 22.94 seconds, which is much quicker than Dave. He did drop a few points. He got 5 alphas and 3 charlies, which means he only got 34 points of the maximum 40 points for that stage. He does, however, have a hit factor of 1.4821, which is higher than Dave Dowding. Next up, we have Lee Hopgood from Tim Arms. Lee is also open division and he's also senior.
Are you ready?
Lee is shooting a Tim Arms M422 with what looks like a Vortex Razor LPVO 1-6 or 1-10, depending on which generation he has. Lee was very quick at 14.15 seconds, beating both Dave and Russell. He also has a bit more accuracy than Russell at 7 alphas and 1 charlie, which gives him 38 points out of the 40 maximum points. This gives him a hit factor of 2.6855. Lee was very quick at finishing the stage, engaging all his targets 1 for 1. Next up, we have Alistair Mustard from Bluefield Sports. Alistair's shooting standard division, which means he's not allowed a bipod, not many modifications, and he's only allowed to use iron sights. This is going to be much more difficult for Alistair. Shooting at 90 meters with iron sights is no easy feat. It looks like he's doing this with confidence. Respectable time of 18.39 seconds. Alistair has scored 5 alphas, 3 charlies, and unfortunately 1 penalty no-shoot, which gives him a total score of 24, and divided by his time, that gives him a hit factor of 1.3051. Next up, we have Calvin Leeton, also from Bluefield Sports. Calvin's shooting open division with his Gen 3 Vortex Razor and a bipod. He's using a Battle Arms development rifle from Cotswold Classic Arms. That was a very respectable time. Probably one of the quickest we've got so far at 11.37 seconds. 6 alphas, and then he dropped 2 charlies, giving him a total point score of 34. With that time, he has a hit factor of 3.1662. Calvin's very quick. He's one of the top shooters in the UK, and it really shows in this stage. Next up, we have Hannah Maudsley from Sterling Sport UK. She's an open division lady shooter. We'll see how she does. And is also utilizing a bipod. Seems silly not to at 90 meters. Utilizing the modification, this should be easier for her than it would be for someone who's not using modification, if not iron sights. 15.66 seconds is a respectable time. So her scores come down to 3 alphas, 2 charlies, 1 delta, and unfortunately she's hit 2 mics and 1 penalty target, which means her score has unfortunately gone into the negatives, but we don't measure those negatives. She just gets a 0 for the stage, 0 for her hit factor as well. She's basically zeroed the stage. There's a lot of zeros. It's really unfortunate. It really emphasizes how important it is to get the accuracy, to get the points, and also get that fast time on top of that. Next, you have stage 2. Stage 2 is similar, but it's at 70 meters with 5 full IPSC targets and 2 penalty no-shoots. The competitor will be sitting on the chair and their rifle will be sitting on the table with the magazine loaded but the chamber empty. They will have to engage the target prone through the underside of this barricade. It's a very low aperture. First up is Alistair Mustard again from Bluefield Sports Shooting Stand Division. Alistair doesn't have a bipod again, but this might help him because he won't have to deal with the height with the bipod. He should be able to engage the targets a little bit quicker, considering it's at 70 meters and not 90. Hopefully he doesn't get a penalty like he did in the previous stage. 16.2 seconds.
If you finish.
And his score comes out at 5 alphas, 2 charlies, and unfortunately 1 mic, which brings him 23 points. That, divided by the time, gives him a hit factor of 1.4145. You can see how close those penalty targets are to the 3 papers. It's quite a challenge for someone using iron sights.
Stand by.
Next up, we have Hannah Maudsley. She zeroed the previous stage. Let's hope she doesn't zero this stage too. Shooting very confidently there with those targets. Finishing at 14.66 seconds.
If you finish unload, so clear.
Hannah's been able to do that with 7 alphas and 3 charlies, and she hasn't hit any penalties on mics, which gives her 44 points. That's given her a hit factor of 3.0014. Next up, we have Calvin Leighton. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Had the chest stuck to his magazine pouch. It looks like he's having issues with the barricade as well. He's got his bipod too high, which has caused his sight picture to be at the barricade and not at the targets. He's probably lost him quite a bit of time doing that. He's tried to make up for the time at 22.55 seconds. Yeah, it did not go according to plan. That chair really got in his way. You can see it was stuck to his mag pouch. Good thing though is he got 10 alphas, so he got the full points for that stage. But unfortunately, due to the time, he got 2.2173 hit factor. It's very unfortunate for Kelvin. Put the chair back in its place. Next up, we have Lee Hopgood.
Stand by.
Looks like he had difficulty finding the target, but he's back on it. Still a good time, 16.29 seconds.
Unload, so clear.
Lee was quite accurate with 7 alphas and 3 charlies, giving him a total point score of 44. Divided by his time, that gives him a hit factor of 2.7010. Next up is Russell. Let's see if Russ can beat Lee's time. Quite close, very similar times, but the accuracy will also determine whether Russell's been able to beat Lee. With 10 alphas with a total of 50 points, which is the total you can get for the stage, Russell has been able to get 3.0750 hit factor. As you can tell, getting the total points available for that stage and the fastest time gets you in the lead with your hit factor. Next up is Dave. Dave was quite slow in stage 1. Let's see if we can pick it up for stage 2. With time with 20.46 seconds. Dave also got the maximum points available with 10 alphas at 50 points. That gave him a hit factor of 2.4438. Next stage is stage 3. Stage 3 is a long stage with 180 points, giving you 18 mini IPSC targets, so they're half the size of the full IPSC target shot earlier, and 2 mini IPSC penalty no-shoots. Some of these targets can only be engaged from the back, and the rest of them have to be engaged right at the front. So let's see how Tom LOA from Bluefield Sports does open division. Tom is engaging 4 targets from the left to start with at a starting position. Now he's moving forward to engage the 4 targets on the right side from a closer position. Now Tom's going to have to run as fast as he can to get right to the front. Just giving the magazine a love tap from his reload. He's using his offset sight to engage the closer targets, making it quicker for him than using the LPVO.
Finished, unload and show clear.
With a time of 25.05, Tom has hit 24 alphas and 12 charlies, giving him 156 total points. That's given him quite a nice hit factor of 6.2275. See Tom doing a very quick reload. The mag load mag well has helped him out there. He also gave it a love tap to ensure it was in seat. Tom is also one of the fastest shooters in the UK. Next up is Valdek, Open Division Senior. Valdek's decided to move further forward for the first 4 targets. And he's moved to a similar position to Tom to engage the other 4 targets. Now he's going to have to do exactly the same thing, do a reload, and engage the rest of the targets as close as he can. Valdek is also using an offset sight, which allows him to acquire the closer targets much quicker and gives him a different 0. Having a different 0 from short to long range allows you to not worry about where your dot placement is. With 27.91 seconds on the clock, Valdek has got 27 alphas, 7 charlies, and 1 delta. Unfortunately, he missed the target with a mic and got a penalty with that. He probably hit it with the same shot. Total points to score is 157, which means that he has a hit factor of 4.9086. Next up, we have Ross Dunstan, who's also in open division. Looks like Ross forgot to put his safety off. Probably cost him a second or 2. He's moving forward. Similar position to where both Tom and Valdek shot the last 4 targets. And then a quick run up right to the front with a reload. Ross is taking it slow and steady. The barricades force him to move to a different position for all the close targets. He can't shoot them all from one place.
If you have finished, unload and show clear.
With a time of 37.83 seconds, Ross has got 26 alphas, 7 charlies, and 1 delta. He unfortunately had 2 mics, which brings his points down to 132. That divided by his time has given him a hit factor of 3.4893.
Stand by.
Next up, we have James Baldoff. James is using an EOTech holographic sight. There are debates about whether at this range it's even worth having magnification. We shall find out based on James's score here. With a time of 32.68 seconds, James has 21 alphas, 11 charlies, 3 deltas, and unfortunately 1 mic and 1 penalty target, bringing him total points of 121. That divided by his time has given him a hit factor of 3.7026. Maybe magnified optics would have been more useful here, or maybe it's just more practice using the holographic. It is not easy trying to do this at speed. Next up, we have Lee Elliott shooting open vision. Lee's been very quick on the first 4 targets, and you can see he changed his magnification on his LPVO. Moving further up, just doing a quick mag change. Lee's doing very quickly right now. Really pushing himself for that fast time. Hopefully that doesn't affect his accuracy.
If you have finished, unload and show clear.
With a time of 25.68 seconds, Lee has hit 25 alphas, 9 charlies, and 2 deltas, giving maximum points of 154. Divided by his time, that gives him a hit factor of 5.9969. It's a very cool looking rifle.
Are you ready?
Next up is Graham Guest, Open Division Senior. Graham's got a very interesting look to his rifle. It's giving that golf ball sound. It's very peculiar. Shooting very similar to everyone else who shot this. Let's see how his time goes. Very quick reload. Come to the last few targets. Oh no. Looks like he's having an ammo issue. He's doing a quick reload. He's back on the targets. Probably costs him a second or two.
If you have finished,
It's not great getting
show
malfunctions,
clear.
but this is what happens with 2.2 ammo.
If clear, secure chamber.
They're not as reliable as other calibers. With a time of 39.32 seconds, Graham has hit 29 alphas, 7 charlies, with given a total point score of 166, with a hit factor of 4.2218. Unfortunately, malfunctions do happen in matches. Prefer to happen in training, but sometimes you just have to learn how to quickly deal with the issue and get back on track. Timer is still rolling at all times until the last shot. Graham's done a really good job of making sure that he gets the quickest time possible, even with that malfunction. Stage 4 is also a long stage at 160 points. Stage 4 is similar to Stage 3, although there's a Cooper tunnel right at the beginning, with 16 mini IPSC targets and 2 mini IPSC no-shoots. This is an interesting stage that requires a little bit more stage planning, because the stage design gives you that flexibility of being able to do it your way.
Are you
First
ready?
up, we have Jihad Chemataili,
Stand by.
Open Division Super Senior. Through the Cooper tunnel he goes, and he's engaging the side targets close. There's 2 targets on the right and an extra 2 targets further forward. He's moving much closer for these targets. These targets can be engaged from anywhere in the shooting area, and the shooting area is quite large. Take his time to make sure he's got the most accurate shots on the targets for the best points. Finishing at 36.49 seconds.
Show clear.
Jihad got 31 alphas and 1 Charlie, so very accurate with only 1 drop set of points. Charlie's 3 points, alphas are 5 points, gives him 158 points out of the 160 maximum to score. With a time of 36.49 seconds, that gives him a hit factor of 4.3300. Next up we have Andrew Marling, Open Division Senior. Andrew's a little bit faster through the Cooper tunnel. Using his offset sights, he's engaging the first 4 targets on the right. Very similar to GA, he's going right up top to the targets at the front, engaging all the targets with his offset. Very nice and quick. With a time of 20.81 seconds.
Unload and show clear.
Let's see how his accuracy went. Andrew did a really good job. 30 alphas, 2 charlies. So he's only dropped 4 points, which gives him 156 out of the 160 possible points. That gives him a high hit factor of 7.4964. It's a very good performance there.
Are you ready?
Next up we have Dominic Fung, Standard Division
Stand
Senior.
by.
Dom's taking a different approach. It's a bit interesting that he's doing this from further away, considering he's shooting with sights. It's much harder to do this at range. He's decided to take a further back approach, giving him less need to move around. Unsure if this means that his time will be faster. His accuracy may also be affected by how much further away he's shooting from. With time of 32.06 seconds.
And show clear.
Let's see how he does.
You know that by now.
24 alphas and 8 charlies and 1 no-shoot procedural. Dom has ended up with 134 points out of 160. With a good time of 32.06, Dom has a hit factor of 4.1797. Not sure if that was the fastest way to shoot that stage, but the great thing about these stages is that you can shoot them your way and how you're most comfortable to shoot them.
Stand by.
Next up we have Ross Dunstan, Open Division. Choosing the 4 targets on the right. It looks like Ross is going to be running up towards the targets like everyone else. Taking it quite steady with his reload. With a time of 31.01 seconds. Ross has got 32 alphas, which gives him the full points of 160. With that time, Ross has a hit factor of 5.1596. Very safe and accurate shooting from Ross. Next stage is stage 5. Stage 5 is a short stage for 50 points. This also gives you the option of running up to the targets or shooting them from behind with 5 mini IPSC targets and 2 IPSC no-shoots. First up, we got James Thomas from Tipman Arms shooting Open Division. James decides to run up to all his targets, giving him a very fast time of 6.7 seconds. Being really close, James has got 8 alphas and 2 charlies, giving him a total points of 46. That gives him a hit factor of 6.8657.
Are you ready?
Next up, we have Alistair Mustard, Stand Division from Bluefield Sports. Alistair has not decided to run all the way forward. In fact, he's decided to try and shoot them from 2 positions at the back. This is also a very interesting choice of someone shooting standard sights. With a time of 11.47 seconds, Alistair has 9 alphas, 1 charlie, with a total of 48 points, only dropping 2 points for the stage. With 11.47 seconds, Alistair's hit factor is 4.1848. Next we have Ben Ducker, Open Division. Ben's also doing a runner. Shooting with his offset sights. Ben has a really respectable time of 6.31 seconds, 9 alphas, 1 charlie, giving him 48 points, with a total hit factor of 7.6070. Seems quite obvious that running up to these targets and shooting them closer up gives you a faster time. Let's see if other competitors start following suit. Next up we have Tony Porter, Open Division. Tony's decided to shoot it from the back. Most definitely much slower than running up with 12.45 seconds. Tony has 7 alphas and 3 charlies, giving him a total point score of 44. With his time of 12.45 seconds, Tony has a hit factor of 3.5341. Next up we have Jim Starley, Open Division, Bluefield Sports. Jim is currently the top shooter in the UK for Open Division. With a time of 6.51 seconds, 9 alphas and 1 Charlie, Jim has 48 total points, giving him a hit factor of 7.3733. Stage 6 is similar to Stage 5. It's a short stage, 40 points, 4 mini IPSC targets and 3 no-shoots. At 18 meters, the competitor will be sitting down with their gun on the table fully unloaded. Lab Chung, Open Division. Lab is not using a bipod, using a simple red dot. Let's see how he does for accuracy and time. Good speed of 8 seconds. Let's see how his score is. With a total score of 8 alphas, giving him the full points of 40, divided by a time of 8 gives him a hit factor of 5.
Are you ready?
Next up we have Connors Christophe from Magload, Standard Division. Sounded like he slapped the table there to mount onto shooting those targets. Time of 9.32 seconds, 6 alphas, 2 charlies. Connors has got back with 36 total points out of 40, giving him a hit factor of 3.8627. Next up we have Peter Lamb, Open Division.
Stand by.
Peter's got a magnifier on the side, but it doesn't look like he's using it for this stage. The time of 10.04 seconds. Peter's got 7 alphas and unfortunately had 1 mic and 1 procedural penalty target, which means he only has a point score of 15. Divide that by his time, it gives him a very low hit factor at 1.4940. Maybe using the magnifier was a better idea for this. Next we have Matt Cox, Open Division. Matt is left-handed, but that doesn't hurt him at all with the ambidextrous receiver that he's got. With a very quick time of 6.31 seconds, Matt has been able to get 5 alphas and 3 charlies, giving him the maximum points of 34. That gives him a hit factor of 5.3883. Next we have Ben Ducker.
Stand by.
Looks like Ben's running all the way to the front to those targets. There was no question of where the shooting area stopped, so Ben had the ability to run up all the way to the targets. With a time of 6.64 seconds, 4 alphas and 4 charlies. Not the best accuracy, but 32 points gave him 4.8193 hit factor. Next, Graham Guest, Open Division Senior. Looks like Graham forgot to put his safety off, costing him some time. But that didn't stop him with a time of 8.66 seconds. Graham got the full 8 alphas, giving him the total points of 40, giving him a hit factor of 4.6189. Stage 7 is a medium stage with 100 points, with 10 mini IPSC targets and 2 penalty mini IPSC no-shoots. The competitor starts anywhere in the shooting area. One interesting caveat here is that the barricade in the middle and the aperture is quite high compared to the lowest target, which means the competitor needs to make sure their sight over boards is effective. First, we've got Paul Wyborn from Magload, Open Division. Not sure what happened there at the beginning. Raising his toes to be able to reach that target in the middle over the barricade. With a score of 10.07 seconds. Paul's been able to get 15 alphas, 4 charlies, and 1 delta, with total points of 88 out of 100. Divide that by his time, gives him a hit factor of 8.7388.
Are you ready?
Zach Moose, Standard Division, another standard shooter. He's also somewhat tiptoeing for that target. final time of 12.14 seconds. Zach has made 12 alphas, 7 charlies, and 1 delta, giving him 82 points out of 100, giving him a total hit factor of 6.7545. Next up, we have Dario Pasiti, Open Division. It's a quick start. Oh, looks like we've got faulty ammo. Probably cost him a second there. Looks like he's got a jam there, a stovepipe. He's gonna have to clear that. Quick clearance, and he's back on. Got to do 1 reload. Looks like those jams have thrown him off. Unfortunately, he was able to finish the stage with 25.57 seconds. Scoring 18 alphas and 2 charlies, Dario has 96 points out of 100 with a total hit factor of 3.7544. Those jams that he was having in that stage has really cost him in time, but he was able to clear those and make sure he finished the stage with a respectable time. Not the fastest, but still a time that's given him points. And that's what he needs. He needs those points.
Are you ready?
Next, we have Michael Shu, Open Division Senior. Mike is a relatively fast shooter for Open Division. Getting through the stage with 10.01 seconds. Mike has proven his accuracy once before. 20 alphas, getting the full 100-point score. Divide that by his time gives him a hit factor of 9.99. James Williamson, Titman Arms, Open Division. So James had no issue with that barricade target. With a quick time of 9.58 seconds. Let's see how accurate he was. 15 alphas, 3 charlies, and unfortunately 2 mics. We're not sure what happened there. These targets are quite close. He's got 64 points out of 100, giving him a hit factor of 6.6806.
Are you ready?
Jihad, Open Division, Super Senior. See how he does with the barricade. He's much closer. He's likes to get close enough so he can make sure that he doesn't hit the barricade and only hits the target. Not a very fast time of 16.27 seconds. However, his accuracy was perfect at 20 alphas, giving the maximum 100 points with a hit factor of 6.1463. Dominic Fung, Standard Division Senior.
Bye.
Dom is unfortunately quite short, so that's quite a difficult shot for him. But I think he's been able to make it. Time of 11.8 seconds. Dom was able to get 17 alphas and 3 charlies, giving him a total points of 94 out of 100. That gives him a hit factor of 7.9661. Doesn't look like his height was a disadvantage as much for him to be able to make that shot for that target. Next up, we have Ben Ducker, Open Division.
Stand by.
Ben starting strong. With a very quick time of 8.95 seconds. That's the quickest we've seen so far.
Chamber.
Ben has also got a perfect score of 20 alphas, giving him the total points of 100. That's given him a very high hit factor of 11.1732. Stage 8 has been pulled from the match due to circumstances that have occurred during the running of the match. This is sometimes unavoidable and must be done to ensure the match is scored fairly and that no unfair advantage is given to competitors who may have shot it differently. This can happen due to weather changing, range equipment issues, or scoring which have led to the environment being different for competitors, giving an unfair advantage or disadvantage for those who have or are yet to complete the stage. This rarely occurs and shows how strict the rules are to ensure competition is fair and unbiased. Stage 9 is a medium stage with 100 points to score with 10 mini IPSC targets we have a running stage, basically, where we have 6 targets on the left and 4 sets of targets right at the back. This stage challenges competitors to shoot on the move to get the highest hit factor. First, we have Hannah Maudsley, Sterling Sport UK Open Division Lady. Trying to make a quick effort for the 6 targets on the left, having to stop. It's not too severe an angle for these last 4 targets. She decided not really to aim for the last 2 targets because they're so close. With a time of 15.48 seconds, Hannah's got 18 alphas and 2 charlies, giving her a total point score of 96 over 100. That gives her a hit factor of 6.2016.
Are you ready?
Next, we have Jim Starley, Bluefield Sports, Open Division. There's nothing much to say. Jim is very quick. Let's see what his accuracy is. With a time of 12.05 seconds, Jim has 18 alphas and 2 charlies, giving him a very high score of 96 out of 100. That gives him a hit factor of 7.9668. Next, we have Ben Ducker, Open Division. Let's see if he can beat Jim's time. Fortunately, he's a bit short with a time of 13.49 seconds. Looks like he topped up a few of those targets, giving him a score of 15 alphas, 5 charlies, with a total point score of 90, giving him a hit factor of 6.6716. And you see Jim filming him in the background there. Lee Elliott, Open Division. Ooh, Lee has the potential to be able to do this quicker than Jim. Let's see how he does. Ooh, with a time of 12.15 seconds. Let's see his accuracy. 16 alphas, 4 charlies, giving Lee a total point score of 92 over 100, which gives him a hit factor of 7.5720. A very good effort from Lee Elliott. Next we have James Thomas, Tipman Arms, Open Division. Doing his best to shoot on the move. James is really close as well with 13.09 seconds. Let's see how his score goes. James has done a really good job with 19 alphas and only dropping by 1 charlie, giving him a total points of 98. That gives him a hit factor of 7.4866. Next we have Tom Ellaway, Bluefield Sports, Open Division.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Oh, Tom has done a really good job, but unfortunately the last 2 targets he decided to top up, giving him a time of 12.6 seconds. 16 alphas, 3 charlies, and 1 delta, which is a total points of 90. That gives him a hit factor of 7.1429. He was very close to getting one of the fastest speeds. Unfortunately, the last 2 targets he decided to top. It might have been for that delta, we're not sure. Next we have stage 10, which is 40 points. This has 4 moving IPSC mini targets at 20 meters. This requires the competitor to pull a lever to engage those targets that will be swinging in and out of the barricades.
Are you ready?
First up we have Jihad,
Stand
Open
by.
Division Super Senior. Those targets are swinging fairly quickly, which requires a good amount of skill and precision in regards to shooting those moving targets. Jay's done a really good job with 7.91 seconds, getting 3 alphas, 4 charlies, but unfortunately he missed one of his shots on one of the targets, which gives him a total point score of 17 and 7.5720 hit
Stand
factor.
by.
Next we've got Ross Dunson, open division. Looks like he's forgot to take off safety. Still trying to make up for it. Ross has done it in 8.04 seconds. Ross has been able to get 2 alphas, 3 charlies, 2 deltas, and unfortunately 1 mic, so he's missed one of the targets, giving him 11 points for a hit factor of 1.3682.
Stand by.
Next we have Mark Bowler, standard division. Definitely much more difficult shooting with standard sights.
If you've finished, unload, show clear. If clear, secure the chamber.
Mark has been able to do it in 9.66 seconds with 4 alphas and 4 charlies. To be able to hit all the targets, that gives him 32 points with a hit factor of 3.3126.
Are you ready?
Next we have Zach Musa, standard division.
Stand by.
Just making sure he's hit all those targets.
Finished, unload, show clear.
A very safe 11.58 seconds. Zach has got 2 alphas, 5 charlies, and 1 delta, giving a total point score of 26. That gives him a hit factor of 2.2453. Doesn't look like he was overly certain about the shots, so he topped up many times. Unfortunately gave him a longer time. Next we have stage 11, short stage, 50 points, with only 5 mini IPC targets. These targets are at severe angles on the other side of the barricades, which makes it a little bit more difficult to engage. This is the second to last stage of the match. First up we've got Kelvin Leeton, Bluefield Sports, open division. It honestly looks like Kelvin only aimed for one of those targets, which is kind of fair considering how close those targets are. With a time of 6.06 seconds, Kelvin has got 10 alphas, top score of 50 points, which gives him a hit factor of 8.2508. Next up we have Hannah Maudsley, Sterling Sport UK, open division lady. Hannah's practically doing the same thing. Just shooting them point blank for the best time and the best score she can possibly get. And she has, with 10 alphas and 50 points, with a time of 8.10 seconds, Hannah has a hit factor of 6.1728.
Are you ready?
Tom Ellaway, Bluefield Sports, open division. Tom is doing it the other way around, which is interesting. However, Tom has also currently got the fastest time of 6.05 seconds, which is 0.01 seconds faster than Kelvin, and he also has 10 alphas, giving him total points of 50, giving him a hit factor of 8.2645. Next up we have Grand Guest, open division senior. He is also shooting it from the other side.
If finished, unload, show clear. If clear, secure chamber.
With a time of 6.87 seconds, 7 alphas, 3 charlies, Gravis managed a score of 44 out of 50 with a hit factor of 6.4047.
Stand by.
Next up we have Lee Hopgood, Tipman Arms, open division senior. Oh, it looks like he's had a jam. It's a very good recovery there. Unfortunately, that's increased his time by a good 4 or 5 seconds, giving him a time of 11.36 seconds, 10 alphas, with a total point score of 50, giving him a hit factor of 4.4014. And now we've come up to the final stage of the match, stage 12, medium stage of 100 points with 10 IPSC mini targets. This stage is similar to stage 11, where there are targets very close to each other and a lot of movement, backing up and going back forwards.
Stand by.
First up, we got Craig Hamilton, Open Division Super Senior. Craig is taking it fairly slow, going around the barricades. A lot of safety is required here. You can't have the rifle break the safety angles. Well, it looks like he's run out of ammo. 10 targets, 20 rounds. Magazine holds at least 25. With a time of 22.71 seconds, Craig has managed 18 alphas and 2 charlies, giving you a total points of 96. That gives him a hit factor of 4.2272. His need to reload definitely costs him a few seconds.
Stand by.
Next up, we have Mike Shu, Open Division Senior. It's a very quick start on those first 5 targets. Moving around the barricade. Mike has managed to do that in 9.41 seconds. With a score of 19 alphas, 1 Charlie, Mike's only dropped 2 points from his maximum, giving him 98 total points. That gives him a hit factor of 10.4145. It's a very quick stage run from Mike. Next up, we have Dominic Funk, Stand Division Senior. Also a good start from Dominic, going around the barricade. Fortunately, he's had a small jam, but he's been able to recover very quickly. It's given him a time of 11.27 seconds. Dom's managed to do that with 19 alphas and 1 Charlie, only dropping 2 points of his maximum 100, giving him 98 total points. That gives him a hit factor of 8.6957. That jam probably cost him a second or two there. Next up, we have Andrew Marling, Open Division Senior. It's a very good start. Running around the barricade there. It's a very quick 8.77 seconds. Not the best accuracy there, with 13 alphas and 7 charlies. Andrew has lost 14 points, giving 86 out of 100. That gives him a hit factor of 9.8062. The stages have now been shot and the scores are being tabulated by the match officials. Competitors have had time to reflect on how they have performed and what they enjoyed about the match. The Calibre Innovations British Masters Mini Rifle 2024 match has come to a close with a number of notable highlights. From musical chairs, with gravely unfortunate jams which have led to lost time and the need to drive through to recovery, this match has tested competitors on more than their marksmanship. We have also noted the different ways that competitors have decided to tackle shooting these stages. Sometimes running up to the targets don't provide the same results as you expected. The results are now finalized and the competitors are waiting to find out how they fared against their colleagues. It's worth noting that positions are offered for Open and Stand Division, as well as categories that have 5 or more competitors competing in them.
Calibre Innovations British Open Mini Rifle UK PSA Level 3 Championship. I deserve that.
And the match results are as follows. In Open Division, we have first place Jim Starley, second place Ben Ducker, and third place Kelvin Leeton. In Standard Division, we have first place Alistair Mustard, second place Dominic Fung, and third place Ben Fabian. In Open Division Lady, we have first place Hannah Maudsley, second place Amy Sell, and third place Sharon Sell. In Open Division Senior, we have first place Mike Shu, second place Andrew Marling, and third place Valdik Mikiewicz. Open Division Super Senior, we have first place Gary Dyer, second place Michael Brooks, and third place John Lynch. Once again, we would like to thank all the match officials for organising and conducting the match, the competitors for attending the match, and the UKPSA for supporting. It has been a pleasure to produce this video and hope that you have a better understanding of what practical shooting is and look forward to future match videos. Have fun, be safe, and we'll see you at the range. Oh, hi there. This must be that you're in the Marvel Universe's end credits scene where I have now got something special to share with you for staying this long in the video. Well, I kind of do and I kind of don't. So you may have noticed that this is a completely new YouTube channel called Chamber Check. Now this is because we wanted to do something a little bit new as a project and allow you to realize that this is something that is quite special, and we thought the name would be more appropriate than my gamer tag Mochaccino, so we've called it Chamber Check, which hopefully makes sense. You can kind of understand the reasoning behind that. But yeah, this channel has one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to make shooting sports mainstream. So if you want to be a part of this, please subscribe, like the video, and to be honest, share this with people who don't shoot, because that's the point. This video is for people who don't shoot. They want to find out what's going on, what you're doing in your free time. You're shooting these sports, you want people to know what you're doing, you want them to get excited and join us, so let's make that possible. Let's make this video more viral and share it with as many people as we can, because if someone goes, hey, what's practical shooting in the UK like? Share this video, they'll figure out more about it, and if not, then let us know. We'll improve even more in our later videos, and we'll make it even more noticeable for the mainstream media.